Are you struggling with a health issue and can't figure out the cause? Your gut could be to blame. When your body doesn't have enough good bacteria, bad bacteria can flourish. This imbalance can lead to bloating and constipation and can impact your mental health, weight, and immune system. In fact, 1 in 5 Americans are struggling with gut health issues because of their unhealthy diets. Thankfully, you can do something about it. Our show sponsor, Thrive, makes this process really simple by offering at-home gut health tests so you'll know the state of your gut and what problems it may be causing. Thrive ships their test straight to your door. Just activate your kit, complete the test, and return it. They'll analyze your results, recommend specific dietary changes, and with a subscription, create personalized probiotics to help heal your gut based on the results of your test. They have improved my digestion and heartburn, and I recommend you give it a try. If you're struggling with any of the health issues I mentioned and want to check the health of your gut, visit trythrive.com/Chael or click the link in the description to get 70% off your first test. Over the course of following MMA, over the course of being a fan, we have seen certain events where you feel as though you've identified who the promotion itself believes is going to win. Ngannou versus Stipe Part 1 comes to mind, where this was an active narrative going around. A lot of the promos, a lot of the features, a lot of the stuff going on appeared that more money was being put into the challenger, Ngannou. I can remember the night that Darren Till fought T. Wood for the belt. And that same narrative and belief, and it wasn't just out of nowhere. There was people that could actually categorize and say, okay, they did a countdown show. Take commercials out, it was 24 minutes. 7 minutes went to Tyron Woodley. 11 minutes went to Darren Till. The promotion must believe that Till is going to win, and they're billing his name and ushering out the Till era. I mean, it's very real. Whether you're right or not to sit back and do those observations, you're not making things up. There's a federal law as it pertains to politics that you must give what's called equal time. If a network has candidate A on, they must, by law, have candidate B on for the same amount of time. Now, that is never followed, and nobody does it, and the feds never step in and do anything. There's a number of laws that are rules that they never do a damn thing about. We're not here to discuss that. I'm talking about the observation is very real. And you could even be right. Perhaps the promotion is doing that. And they do believe who's going to win, and they want to make sure they're ready for what's next. Why don't the fighters? Because if you want to sit and pick that apart like some kind of great conspiracy, aren't you just stating the obvious? If I'm a promoter and I got to pay $1 million for a show, let's just say, throwing numbers out. Let's say I have to pay $1 million. I'm going to want the best bang for the buck, which includes long term. I'm not playing checkers here. I'm playing chess. And if I think I knew who the victor is going to be and I'm trying to get his base and get eyeballs on him so that things can steer over that direction. I mean, look, Vince McMahon had an interest in buying the UFC. That came through his son, Shane. Shane was a very legitimate fan, and the UFC was having suitors. Fox, by example, who ended up buying the rights to the UFC, but Fox was one of those suitors that was trying to buy the entire organization, and Shane wanted his dad to step in and try to grab it. Now that would have been an incredible acquisition. Number was going for about $1.2 billion at the time, but Vince came out and he told his son, you cannot control a star unless you can control the outcome, and that is why MMA will never work. And Vince's business model doesn't have to do with what you will watch. It has to do what can move merchandise and make it on pay-per-view. And Vince is saying you can't move merchandise, and you can't, these weren't his words, but that's the business he's speaking of. You can't sell tickets and you can't do these things and monetize them successfully without a star. And there's no way to know who your star is going to be unless you're writing the script. That was his mindset. And it's very interesting to observe. But let's take it as truth. And let's take that somebody is making a bet somewhere and they're doing it from a strategic standpoint. Why does that not trickle down at a grassroots level to the athletes. There is an opportunity right now, right this moment, and the clock is ticking. And come November 6th at 10 p.m. Eastern, the opportunity will be gone. But that is to get in bed with Colby Covington, to become his partner, to become his opponent, and to become next. If there's any part of you that strategically believes that Colby Covington is going to beat Kamaru Usman, can beat Kamaru Usman, might beat Kamaru Usman, you should be aligning yourself with Chaos Covington now, because no one else is. If you call Colby out, you will get a response. No, he's likely to dismiss you and make you look like a fool. He's very good at that. If he responds in any way, you have an upper hand over anybody else who's asking it, which is currently nobody. That's where you have to begin strategically to hedge your bets. If you're a good enough fighter and you qualify to get in there with the winner of Masvidal, Usman, and Colby, fine. If your confidence going to be Usman, but you've done everything that's right and you're going to be next in line, okay, fine. But if you're one of the guys, if you're one of the options, your name will be brought up at the table, but you don't know for sure you're going to get the nod. Go make some noise. And now is the time. It's a job after all. You are going into business. You are going to have a partner standing across from you that you may despise, that you want to take everything from, but make no mistake, you're partners nonetheless, at least for that moment. Like any other job, if you're the only one that shows up for an interview, you're going to get the job, even if it's by default, even if that's not your proudest way of becoming class president. If you're the only one that runs, you're now the president of the class. And right now, as I look at the landscape of 170 pounds, and I see nothing but studs, by the way, I'm a firm believer that 155 pounds is not only the toughest weight class within the organization, I am a firm believer that it's the toughest weight class in the history of the organization. I do have pause when I compare it against 170. Boy, it's close. You have some great talent right now. That talent needs to strategically, because they're very interchangeable. If you go look at everything, Leon should be next, and if Leon's not next, it's an absolute travesty. Okay, tell me your argument for Leon, but as soon as you get done, if that's what we're going to operate on, if we're going to operate on wins and losses, if we're going to operate on who's done the best over a period of time, I am going to submit for you Vincent Luque. And Luque is going to match or damn near match everything you have to say against Leon. So once I've proven that, then all I've proven is that we have a lot of likely suspects. Not to mention we have a great attitude and an always willingness, which is good for something, in Gilbert Burns. We have a star power with an unblemished record, no matter how few of contests that's been, in Khamzat Chimaev. We've probably got a 55-pounder who's really goddamn good and hasn't quite made the announcement yet that he's going to move up to 170. I mean, right, things are always changing. If you're one of the guys, you're in a good spot. Now all you got to do is become the guy. And a great way to do it is to align yourself with Colby right now, because nobody else is. And whether they don't want to be made to look like a fool, because Colby's going to make you look like one, Colby is going to have the pulpit for the next few weeks. He will clown you, as the kids say, whether that's why you're not doing it or you don't think he's going to win. You don't see any point in it. You think it's going to be Kamaru Usman. Well, a great way to become the number one contender, historically speaking, is to beat a number one contender. Happens all the time. All the time. I mean, it's boxing 101. Floyd beats this guy, then Floyd beats this guy. Those two guys go and fight each other in a main event. They both build their names up because of Floyd and all the countdown and everything. And even if they came in second, you then match them up. You use all of the momentum you have. And you have that. I mean, it's boxing 101. You will always know who's going to fight next if they both lose to the same guy and that guy happened to be a star. So whether you're fighting Colby next for the championship because you think he's going to win, great job. You aligned yourself. You're the only one smart enough to do it. Your name came out at the table. your name had been used the most likely and you got the nod. Or maybe you have to go through Colby, but then that's next to a sure way to get into the championship next. I mean, right? You're either no matches away or you're one match away based on the theory that I just laid out, which is not bulletproof, but it does have a historical precedence to it. And I don't see anybody going after him. I think it's a mistake. I think it's always a mistake. I think we get very blinded by what is right now and who has the belt and just assuming it's going to be that same way tomorrow, even though history tells us it's not. I remember when Stipe broke a record. He had defended the heavyweight championship twice. I was stunned. There is no walk of life. Anything. I give a goddamn if you're going to the moon. If you've gone twice, you haven't gone very many times. I could not believe that 2 was being a celebrated number. I didn't know. I followed the sport closely. I wasn't aware that nobody had done it twice. I challenged it, in fact, when SportsCenter put it out. I thought, who's their fact checker? That can't be right. It was true. And it wasn't that long ago. Things move really quick. We play musical chairs. When the best fight the best, it's just hard to keep that belt for very long. And even if that's not even a good enough reason, and you're not going with Colby, there's a reason you should be aligning yourself right now, just in case. What if? And if you're a top guy, then you must think that you could beat him. If you're a top guy and you want an opportunity that you're not sure how you're going to get, this is how you do it. You take some gambles. You put yourself out there. You step in the wheelhouse of a guy who's about to be on a media tour to try to sell out the Mecca, Madison Square Garden, and you get him to say your name. Not only have I not seen any fighters do this, I haven't seen any managers advise their fighters to do this. I haven't seen anybody anywhere advise anyone to do this, and the opportunity is right now. Get under his skin. Get in his wheelhouse. Get his eye off the ball. Get in business with him. Get him talking about you. Be the only one at the job interview. Hedge your bet. Show some strategy, for God's sakes. Even if you get it wrong, but you have the balls to have a little bit of strategy which shows respect to your own career, people are going to value that.